In today's business world, it feels almost impossible to get a buyer's attention, right? It's like so many companies are just shouting into the void, and they're left wondering, why isn't our message landing? So in this explainer, we're going to look at a blueprint for how to stop all that shouting and actually start connecting with today's super savvy, self-sufficient buyer.
And really, it all boils down to this one crucial question. Look, if you feel like your business is being ignored, you're definitely not alone. The simple truth is that the old playbook, the constant interruptions, the cold calls, it's just not working anymore. It's losing its power in a world where the buyer is now firmly, and I mean firmly, in the driver's seat. Okay, this right here, this perfectly illustrates that huge shift in power we're all seeing. We've gone from a world where the seller called all the shots to one where the buyer is completely in control. And just think about it for a second. There's so much research showing that a massive chunk of B2B buyers, they actually prefer to do all their own homework, pick their suppliers, and make a decision before they even think about talking to a sales rep. They want to find you, but it's got to be on their terms.
And that, right there, is the challenge in a nutshell. Buyers are making up their minds. They're creating that mental shortlist way earlier than you think. So if you're not visible right at that exact moment they're looking for a solution, well, you don't just lose the sale. You're not even in the game. The opportunity just vanishes before you even knew it existed.
So, the big question is, how do you make sure you get on that all-important shortlist? Well, let's dive into a really powerful and honestly often overlooked strategy, using a business directory as a serious channel for attracting buyers who are literally ready to pull the trigger.
Now, let's be super clear about this. A strategic directory listing, it's not just some dusty old online phone book entry. No way. Think of it more like a 24/7 lead-generating machine. And what makes these leads so incredibly valuable, what makes them gold, is that the buyer is already out there actively searching for exactly what you offer. They are coming to you. That completely flips the script. But, just being listed isn't enough. Your profile has to do the heavy lifting. First, you need a crystal clear identity. Who are you? What do you actually do? Simple. Then you've got to showcase your specialty. What makes you the absolute best choice? Why you? And this next part is so important. Your contact options have to be completely frictionless. I'm talking one click to WhatsApp, one click to email. No hoops to jump through. And finally, you have to build trust in a split second. Use things like certifications, how many years you've been in business. Those proof points matter.
Okay, so what does all this look like in the real world? Let's take a look at an organization that has built its entire strategy around this modern approach. And that's Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or as we'll call them, TNIB. So who are they? Well, TNIB is a top-tier business consultancy and digital marketing agency based right in Dhaka. Their main gig? Helping businesses tackle the tricky world of international trade, really drive growth, and get that all-important competitive edge. At the end of the day, they're like a one-stop shop partner for any company that wants to win, both in Bangladesh and on the global stage.
And honestly, their mission statement just says it all. Empowering entrepreneurs, accelerating growth, connecting Bangladesh to the world. This tells you right away, this isn't just about selling services. Nope. It's about a much bigger vision, about lifting up Bangladeshi businesses and putting them on the world stage.
Now, to pull off a vision that big, you need a seriously solid plan. And that's what TNIB has built, a really holistic solution. So let's deconstruct their approach and take a look at its 4 foundational pillars.
All right, so these 4 pillars, they're not separate things. They all work together as one integrated framework, and the whole point is to create real sustainable growth for their clients. Let's get into each one.
First up, we've got business consultancy. You should think of this as the strategic blueprint, the foundation for everything else. This covers it all, from mentorship and export support services, all the way to that super critical work of matching buyers with the right sellers. It's really all about making sure you're pointed in the right direction from day one.
Okay, next is IT services. I mean, let's be real. In today's world, you just can't compete if you don't have a strong digital footprint. It's impossible. So this pillar handles all that tech stuff, professional website development, keeping it running smoothly with maintenance, and of course, the absolutely crucial search engine optimization, SEO. That's the magic that actually helps buyers find you when they're searching online.
Then we have pillar number 3, digital marketing. This is where things get proactive. It's not about sitting back and waiting to be found. Oh no. This is where TNIB actively goes out and builds connections with the right audiences. They're using all the tools, social media, targeted Google ads, and direct campaigns through WhatsApp and email. And the best part? It's all driven by data, so you know it's hitting the right people at the right time.
And this final pillar, this is where you really see their incredible depth of expertise. We're talking stuff that goes way beyond the standard services. Things like managing online election campaigns for trade organizations or conducting deep dive commercial due diligence. This is the kind of thing that shows they have a truly comprehensive, next-level understanding of what their clients actually need.
You know, a model this complete doesn't just pop up out of thin air. It has to be built on a rock-solid foundation of deep, real-world experience. So let's talk about the authority and the vision of the founder who's behind this whole thing.
The founder's name is M.D. Joinal Abdin. And when you look at his career path, it's like you're reading a map of the modern history of trade in Bangladesh. Seriously. He's held major roles at places like the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce, the SME Foundation, and he was even the secretary of the super influential Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry right before he launched TNIB.
When you add it all up, that's more than 18 years of hands-on, in-the-trenches experience with everything from trade facilitation to entrepreneurship and policy. We're talking about almost 2 decades of real-world wisdom that has been poured directly into the DNA of the TNIB model.
And right here, you can see where all that experience really shines through. This isn't just talk. It's proven. You can measure it, expertise in the core services that businesses absolutely need to succeed. Things like matchmaking buyers and sellers, or figuring out the best export markets.
And it's not just his direct experience either. The man is a true thought leader in this space. He's published over 1,000 articles on business, on trade, on economic policy. Think about that. What this proves is that the TNIB model isn't just some random list of services. It's the end result of deep, well-documented, hard-earned expertise.
Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? Let's pull it all together. The best way to think about the TNIB model is as a blueprint, a roadmap, really, for any business that's serious about growing in today's world.
In this quote, it just perfectly captures their entire philosophy. Success is not an accident. It is built through insight, innovation, and intelligent execution. It's all about being intentional, being deliberate. It doesn't just happen.
When you get right down to it, the reason the TNIB model works so well is because it flawlessly weaves together strategy, technology, and marketing into one complete, powerful system. And that whole system is laser-focused on one single goal, meeting modern buyers exactly where they are. And where are they? They're online, doing their own research on their own time.
And that, of course, leaves us with one final big question for you to think about. Looking at this whole blueprint, is your business actually built to win in the age of the modern buyer?